The garbage fee is something that the city of Houston is unique in that we are the only major city in the state of Texas that doesn't have a garbage fee. And so, look, I'm always someone who wants to look to how other cities have tackled some of these challenges. And what seems to be a solid practice across the state of Texas is that cities have a garbage fee.
Houston City Controller Chris Hollins appearing to endorse a revenue-generating measure needed to help fill a $160 million deficit and the additional annual cost of servicing the $650 million wage settlement with the Firefighters Union. Hollins said it will take more than a trash toll to balance the books because the labor deal also commits the city to raising firefighter pay in each of the next 5 years. Lest we forget, refusing to pay as we go and kicking the can down the road. Yeah, I'm beating this dead horse, Marcus. During each of former Mayor Sylvester's 8 years in office is what created this balloon payment, which will ultimately cost taxpayers more than $1 billion when you factor in interest over the 25 years of the bond. Bill, quickly, 30 seconds.
You're right, Charles.
So, look, I think the settlement as good as you could probably do under the circumstances. I don't agree with issuing the bond without voter approval. I don't think it's legally right, and I don't think it's politically wrong. If I were John, I would not go out and take this on his shoulders. I would go ask the voters. I think the voters will readily approve it, but I think that's the right thing to do. The garbage fee, I really think we need to stop and take a look at solid waste. We're spending about $100 million a year. We're only serving about 1/3 of the households in Houston. And I'm really wondering where the city of Houston ought to be in the solid waste business or not anymore.
You do not agree with Bill when it comes to whether this needs to go to the voters.
I don't agree, but let me say, the city controller ought to do an audit, which he has the power to do before he calls for fees and taxes to be raised. And look, when Sylvester Turner, the mayor, and a majority of council voted to spend millions of dollars in legal fees to send this to the court system, they kicked it over to the courts and said, your problem, you take care of it. The judges solved the problem on the settlement by putting a settlement bond in place that will pay this debt over the next 20 to 25 years.
Tamar Bell?
Yes, and I'm not surprised that Sue disagrees. She is a paid consultant with the firefighters, which you did not point out, and you need to point that out when we talk about it. And so you are in that situation and you're with them, and that's fine. But the reason that I'm saying about this is this. I agree with Bill. If this went to the voters, I absolutely believe they would support it. But it should go to the voters. They should be given a right to vote on this. When you're talking about $1 billion in debt, in addition to that, you have the municipal employees coming up for their renewal of their contract, and you have the police. Now, we already saying we broke now. How many bonds are you coming back to ask the taxpayers to pay for? And I, as an accountant, okay, it is very difficult for you to look at 3 months. At 3 months in this position, you can't find money from some other areas, like Bill just said about the waste department. You need to look into that and see what is there. The water department, with all of those problems they have, they $40 million above their budget because of the bills that they were sending out to people. But you need to do a deep dive into where money is going in the city that can be moved to help with this first.
All right, Marcus.
Yeah, I think that saying the city is broke in one breath and then in the same breath assigning $1 billion of debt to the citizens of Houston, it is $1 billion, Sue. I don't know why you keep saying that. $1 billion is $1 billion. Just because my light bill and my water bill are different bills, when I add them up, the total is still the total. And this is $1 billion that Houstonians will have to pay somehow, some way. It's $650 million plus $350 million. Greg said it in his opening. It is $1 billion plus dollars that comes out of our pockets. Let's say it's $5. Let's say it's $10. At the beginning, middle, end of the day, this is money that, contrary to what Greg keeps telling people, that came in the Nice Park administration and the mayor before that, where we started kicking the pension down the road. This was not a Sylvester Turner issue. This is collective bargaining. I know this is collective bargaining, but I'm talking about how it all combines together, and our fiscal problems started 15, 20 years ago. It didn't start the last 8 years. And we got to talk about the truth and stop trying to pin this on one particular person. Just get to the truth and get to the facts.
I get to